You know that person who can't stop talking about their new project? The one who announces on Monday morning to everyone, loudly, with absolute certainty, that they're writing a novel, starting a business, training for a marathon, learning to code. They post about it, they update their bio, they change their profile picture to signal the new identity they've decided to inhabit. The first week, the comments roll in. So proud of you. You've got this. Can't wait to see what you create. And then, nothing. 6 weeks later, the project is dead. The gym bag is still in the hallway with the tags on. The business idea lives in a notes app, untouched. They feel embarrassed. They go quiet. And somewhere inside them, a voice whispers, maybe I'm just not built for this. Maybe that person is you. And if it is, I want to tell you the most important thing you haven't been told. The problem isn't your discipline. It isn't your intelligence. It isn't even bad timing. The problem is that you went to war in the open. And the moment you did, you lost. There is a reason the ninja is history's most enduring symbol of invisible power. Not because they were the strongest warriors in feudal Japan. The samurai were stronger. Not because they had the most resources. The warlords had more. The ninja was dangerous precisely because no one could see him coming. He understood something that modern culture has completely forgotten. Visibility is vulnerability. The ancient Japanese concept of shinobi, the root of the word ninja, literally means to endure, to conceal, to persevere in silence. The shinobi's greatest weapon was not the blade. It was absence, invisibility, the discipline of doing without being seen. And this philosophy contains 5 principles, so brutally practical, so psychologically precise, that they don't just explain how ninjas operated, they explain exactly why you keep failing at the things that matter most to you. Principle 1. Shinobi Iri, the art of silent entry. Before a ninja entered a target's compound, he spent days, sometimes weeks, doing nothing but observing, watching patterns, mapping exits, learning the rhythm of the guard's footsteps. He never announced his intention. He never told the guards he was coming. He never posted about the mission. Because here is what modern psychology confirms about public goal declaration. When you tell people about your goal, your brain registers the social approval as a taste of the achievement itself. The dopamine hits early. The hunger fades. Your unconscious mind begins to believe the work is already partly done, because the identity has already been partly claimed. Researcher Peter Goldwasser spent decades studying this. People who kept their goals private showed consistently higher rates of completion than those who announced them publicly. The ninja knew this 500 years before the neuroscience. Do not speak of what you are building. Enter in silence. Work in silence. Let the result announce itself. Principle 2. Maizu no kokoro, a mind like water. There is a state the greatest ninja masters trained obsessively to achieve. They called it Maizu no kokoro, a mind like still water. Water does not resist what touches it. It does not tighten when it is disturbed. It absorbs the disturbance, moves around the obstacle, and continues flowing. Most people approach transformation the way an amateur fighter approaches a brawl. Rigid, tense, white-knuckled, forcing their way through resistance with sheer aggression. And what happens when a rigid thing meets enough resistance? It shatters. The discipline of Maizu no Kokoro says, stop fighting your own nature. You are not a machine that can be reprogrammed overnight. You are a living system with rhythms, resistances, and deeply worn grooves. Fighting those grooves head-on is exhausting, and it always fails eventually. Instead, find the path of least resistance toward your goal. If you want to read more, don't force yourself to sit at a desk for 2 hours. Put a book next to your coffee machine. The habit finds the water's path. It flows to where you already are. If you want to stop scrolling at night, don't rely on willpower. Put the phone in a different room. Change the geography. Water doesn't argue with walls. It simply goes around them. Stop fighting yourself. Find the flow. Principle 3. Zanshin. Relaxed awareness. Here is the thing about the 6 months I'm asking you to disappear. It is not 6 months of isolation and suffering. It is not 6 months of punishing yourself in silence while the world moves on without you. Zanshin is a concept from Japanese martial arts meaning remaining mind, a state of calm, continuous awareness after an action is taken. The archer releases the arrow and holds his posture. He remains present. He does not collapse in relief or explode in celebration. He simply continues. In the context of personal transformation, Zanshin means this: you do the work. You close the laptop. You finish the training session. You write the page, and then you let it be done. You don't check immediately to see if it worked. You don't refresh the metrics. You don't ask people what they think. You develop the almost radical patience of someone who is so certain of the direction that they do not need constant confirmation. They are moving. Most people give up, not because the work isn't working, but because they cannot endure the gap between effort and visible evidence. The ninja mission lasted weeks before any result appeared. The Shinobi did not spiral into self-doubt on day 4 because the fortress had not yet fallen. Do the work. Hold the posture. Trust the direction. Don't demand proof before the proof is ready. Principle 4. Mushin. The empty mind. Mushin, no mind, was the mental state every serious practitioner trained toward. Not the absence of thought. Not emptiness in the nihilistic sense, but freedom from the incessant, exhausting internal commentary that accompanies everything we do. You know the voice. You're not good enough for this. Other people do this better. Who do you think you are? You already failed once, remember? What if this doesn't work? What will people think if it doesn't work? That voice is not wisdom. It is not even caution. It is your nervous system pattern matching to every past failure and flooding you with the familiar signal. Danger, retreat, stay small. The ninja trained Mushin through repetition, so extreme that action became automatic, beneath the threshold of the anxious mind. You build this the same way, not through meditation retreats or philosophical breakthroughs. Through doing the thing so many times, at such a small scale, that the anxious mind stops seeing it as a threat. 5 minutes of writing, not a chapter. 5 minutes. 15 minutes of movement. Not a transformation, 15 minutes. The action shrinks below the alarm threshold, and slowly, over weeks, the voice gets quieter. Not because you defeated it, but because you stopped giving it evidence that the thing is dangerous. Shrink the action until the fear has nothing to grip. Principle 5. Nin, endurance and concealment, as one word. The character Nin in Shinobi contains 2 meanings that cannot be separated: to endure and to conceal. In Japanese philosophy, these are not 2 different ideas. They are one. Because true endurance, the kind that actually changes a life, does not perform itself. It does not post weekly updates. It does not need witnesses. It does not require applause to continue. This is the deepest and most uncomfortable truth in this entire framework. The reason you need people to know about your transformation is that some part of you does not believe it is real unless it is reflected back to you. You are looking for external proof of an internal change. But the internal change only becomes permanent when it stops needing external proof. The ninja who has mastered Nin does not need the warlord to acknowledge his skill. He knows what he can do. That knowledge is not housed in the applause of others. It is housed in the 10,000 quiet hours of practice no one witnessed. Disappear for 6 months. Do the work without an audience. And when you emerge, not with an announcement, but simply by being visibly, undeniably different, that is a transformation that cannot be taken from you. Now let's bring this together. You have been failing not because you lack discipline, but because you have been fighting in the open, against your own nervous system, demanding instant results and collapsing when the audience stopped watching. The ninja's way is not dramatic. It is not a 30-day challenge. It has no before and after photo. It is a silent, patient, consistent accumulation of small, invisible actions. Each one so modest, the fear cannot find it. Each one so consistent, the identity slowly, permanently shifts. Pick one thing. One small action. Make no announcement. Tell no one. Enter in silence. And in 6 months, you will not have a transformation to post about. You will simply be the person you were trying to become. That is the art of shadows. And it has been waiting for you all along.